Instagram. Homework up! Do your homework up. Let's start. Welcome, guys. Last homework help of the week. Then you get your nice weekend coming up. It's time for the toughest homework, though, the performance task. You should be on page 206. Never fear. I'm here to help you out. Boom. So, man, I'm going to give myself a little extra time on this one. Like 2 extra minutes. Just because it's big and I want to make sure I help you as much as I can. Here we go. All right. Answer the questions and show all your work on separate paper. It's true. I want to see all your calculations on separate paper. You don't have to start yet right now. I'm just helping. The 4th grade classes in Hannah's school, just like you guys are 4th graders, yay, are making a quilt as a gift to the senior center in the community. That's like, you know, where the old people live. The quilt is going to be made up of squares that students and teachers design and sew. The final quilt will be 8 squares by 12 squares. And you're so lucky because sometimes they'll say something like that and they won't give you a picture. And you should probably draw it by yourself, but some kids are too lazy. But right here, they did give you a picture, so hooray. 24 of the pieces will be made by teachers and will be white. The students will make the remaining squares. Each class has chosen a different color for their squares. Hannah wants to divide the work as follows. 1/4 of the students' squares will be made by the red class. 1/3 of the squares will be made by the blue class. 2/3 of the students' squares will be made by the green class. 1/4 of the students' squares will be made by the yellow class. Man, this is a big problem. A lot of you are already going like, I don't even know what to do. I don't even know where to start. It's so long, I have to have 2 pages for it. There's art, and Miss Wolf's observing other classrooms.
Thanks.
She might be in art too, though.
Thank you.
No problem. Hannah's teacher pointed out that this plan won't work. It won't work, Hannah. So here's a question. Explain what is wrong with Hannah's plan. Make a better plan and describe it using fractions as well as a picture. Well, something is wrong with Hannah's plan. Something is very wrong. Some of the work's being done by the teachers, so let's get rid of that work first. How many squares are being done by the teachers?
12.
It says
24.
24. So let's see here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And then another 12 would be, what's 12 times 2?
24.
24. So you can basically go, oh, this section right here, that pretty much got handled by the teachers. So Hannah's plan has nothing to do with that. Hannah's plan is for the students. And she said 1/4 for one class, 1/4 for another class, 1/3 for one class, and 2/3. There's something fishy going on here. This doesn't make sense. Take just a second. In fact, it's 8:35. Just think until 8:25. Why is this impossible? Look at the fractions. Okay. Giancarlo, do you see how this is impossible? How Hannah's plan is not okay?
Yes.
Go ahead.
Because you can't turn 3 into 4.
True. Adding up these fractions would be very tough because they have different denominators. But think about it. If we added up all the pieces of a quilt, you should get one whole. You should. Think about what would happen if you added up all of these fractions. Let me help you out a little bit. What's 1/3 plus 2/3?
3/3. 1 whole.
What is 3/3?
1 whole. 1 whole.
That's the whole thing. 3/3 is 1 whole? That's the whole quilt. How are these two groups going to do 1/4 and 1/4 if you already gave away the whole quilt already? She gave too much to these people. 1/3 and 2/3 is 1 whole. Okay, now you guys do 1/4 and you guys do 1/4. Hannah, there's nothing left. You gave it all away to the blue class and the green class. How am I supposed to do 1/4? That's 1 whole already. Think about it. That's like saying, okay, let's see, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, perfect. That's like saying, okay, one class is going to do that area, and then one class is going to do that area, and you guys do 1/4, and you guys do 1/4. It's like 1/4 of what? You gave away the whole quilt already. What am I supposed to do? This plan is doo-doo. It's no good. Hannah, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Hannah. But you did not share the job with these 4 groups good enough. So, it says explain what is wrong with Hannah's plan. 1/3 plus 2/3 is 3/3. That's the whole thing, a whole. There's nothing left for the red class and the yellow class to do. They can't do anything. That's one part of the problem. Then it says, make a better plan and describe it using fractions as well as a picture. Okay. Okay, fine. Let's see, it was 8 by 12. Okay, so that's our picture, an 8 by 12 rectangle. Here's a picture for you. 8 by 12 means 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Shoot, any one more line. I wish I had like a giant ruler sometimes. 7.
That's why you can do it.
Huh? Oh, with the line tool?
No, it's like you can add more, like.
Oh, like just draw on the bottom? Yeah, I've done that before. Trust me, as a messy kid growing up, I've had to redraw a lot of shapes and squares in my math career. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. My squares aren't exactly even, but it's still 8 by 12. I guess I have to pretend my squares are even. Can you think of a better way to split up this giant rectangle? Remember, 1/3 plus 2/3 plus 1/4 plus 1/4 was a bad plan. No, it doesn't have to be in thirds. In fact, I would do it very differently. Think about it. How many groups of students are there?
4.
There's 4 groups of students. How could you split that up evenly? Yes? How much? 2 rows, maybe. But there's a fraction you can say. Think about it. There's 4 groups of kids. You could give a fraction to each one of them, and together it could make a whole. What fraction do you need 4 of to make a whole? Sophia? No. A half you actually only need 2 of. 1/2 and 1/2 equals a whole. But there is a fraction that you need 4 of to make a whole. I'm basically saying the answer when I'm asking you the question.
What?
What fraction do you need 4 of to make a whole? Eric?
4 out of 4?
Sort of. You almost said it. True. 4 out of 4 would be a whole. So what fraction do you need 4 of to make a whole? Ah, a lot of hands. Like, oh, Mia?
2?
No. You only need 2 halves to make a whole.
Oh.
But what fraction do you need 4 of? 4 of to make a whole. Aiden?
1/4.
1/4. 1/4, 2/4, 3/4, 4/4. That's 1 whole. So what could we give each one of those groups?
1/4.
We could give them 1/4. So my plan would be to split this up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You know what? My squares are so uneven, it's not going to look right. I should have made neater squares. But pretend I split it up evenly into fourths. So I would give, what were the colors again? Red, blue, green, and yellow?
Yeah.
I would give the red class 1/4, the green class 1/4, the blue class 1/4, and the yellow class 1/4. And together, everybody would have a job, and it would all add up to 1 whole, and they'd all be done. Yeah?
What about the teachers?
The teachers, you can still do 1/4, because what you do is you give the teachers their part, and then with the leftover, you split that into 1/4, 1/4, 1/4. Just the leftover. There's one part I'm not giving you help with, because you gotta think a little bit on your own. And yes, if you want the prize tomorrow, you have to do it. There's 2 questions at the end. I helped you a lot with the main part, okay? There's 2 questions at the end. What information did you need to find before deciding how to split up the student squares? So what info could you use to help you split up the work between all the students? And last, number 2, there are 5 groups making squares for this quilt. Teachers and 4 classes. Could Hannah divide the work so that each group makes 1/5 of the total number of squares? Explain your answer. So, yeah. Yes, Aiden.
Where is the blah 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 timer?
It's on the first page. And we still have 20 seconds left, so. Alright, I didn't talk too much. Alright, but it is time to stop. Everybody say bye, class! Bye!